Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Douglas Planning Board meeting for October 24th, 2017. The meeting is being recorded and is available for viewing on the Douglas Public Access channel and on the Douglas website. We'll come to order at 7:04. First item on the agenda, public hearing continued. Carol Rugalinski and William Cogley. Application for a definitive subdivision plan entitled Gilboa Court Extension, 30 Gilboa Court. Decision date is 11/30/2017. Do we have anybody?
He's not here.
He's not here yet.
No. I present anything, I'll probably be better than they are anyway.
You
Well,
probably will.
I can give a little update.
Bill can do an
Since the
update.
last meeting, we've received in your packet a letter from the postal office
Yeah.
indicating
There
that
it is.
they don't think it's warranted necessarily to have a central mailbox
Okay.
unit for the project.
Good.
And you'll also notice I did distribute a little chart that looks like this about who can participate in voting. I spoke with town council, and essentially we need 3 affirmative votes in order to approve the project
Okay.
for the members that can vote.
Whatever happened to the before? Majority.
Well, it's the standing
Who was
majority.
right?
It is the standing majority.
It's like an
Wow.
expiation.
No, we had a transition in the board, so the 2 members that started the hearing are not counted.
Present in voting,
And I-
able to vote.
And I missed
Mike missed
the
2
very
meetings.
first one.
But he's counted.
Yes.
He's counted.
So you,
In the
Ken,
total.
myself, and Tracy can vote. We only need 3 votes.
So we're talking about a specific case here, yeah. Yes.
It's interesting.
Do we have any outstanding items that we needed to look at from this? We need to vote on the waiver list.
Yep, I drafted a decision, it's in your packet. I don't know. It's, what I did was I basically filled in the blanks on the dates and the lot numbers and all the specifics. The interesting things within the decision, on page 3, number 4, there is an existing house that's going to remain. One of the conditions I'm suggesting is that we withhold, we include that lot within the no-build covenant, and when the binder course of paving is in, that's when we release it, when we'll petition.
So it can't be sold.
That's how it's proposed. If you want to change it, that's certainly your prerogative.
Maybe we have to talk to the applicant.
So as we continue on, similar comments about, in general, getting water and sewer approval. General conditions are all standard conditions.
Prior to endorsement for the water sewer letter on page 11. B1. We received that?
We have not, and I don't think that's gonna be a big deal for them, but I think anytime we have water and sewer, we're gonna want that for our file for a number of reasons, among which is it's sometimes difficult to get that during the hearing process. So this gives the applicant a little more time also to obtain that from them, if they,
So no, we're not planning on endorsing the plan tonight.
well, I would suggest the board doesn't, for a number of reasons, including that. But also to, they need to provide a no-build covenant, which town council needs to review, which hasn't been submitted yet.
Okay. So these would be new information, so we can't close a public hearing.
You can close the
Close the
public
public
hearing.
hearing.
You can vote on it and sign this draft if you agree with the
No
conditions.
bill covenant or conditions?
Oh, yeah, you don't have the water server.
And then did the applicant have time to review this?
I sent it late in the afternoon. Again, I want to remind you, the board, the hearing is still open. So it's not like we closed and, you know,
Oh, no, I know. I'm just trying to get a handle on it.
this is
What we're
kind of
doing
premature,
tonight.
so, you know,
Okay.
trying to work with them to get it done quickly.
The applicant have anything to present yet?
We did review the decision, and we have real no issue with it. You know, I mean, it was, like Bill said, it was late this afternoon, so we haven't fine-tooth combed it, but based on my review of it, I'm content with it.
Can you just give your name and,
Sure, my name is JP Conley, I work for Andrews Survey and Engineering, and I'm here representing Carol Godwinski and William Cogley.
thank you.
And then any revisions from the last time that we saw the plan? You want to present those?
Sure, the only thing that we've changed since the last time you've seen the plan was that I've added the note related to the title of the lots being
Okay.
conveyed after
Okay.
part of the decision.
The changes, I think, the last draft, you didn't see the easement, but they did add the easement, the water easement going to the back lot. They should have removed the central mailbox unit if they have not. And,
Removed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that removed?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said moved.
No, remove.
Okay.
remove.
and I think they added the tree waiver on the front sheet.
We had done that at the prior
Oh, okay.
hearing, but yes, that was added too.
Yeah. Generally, that's really about it.
We need to do the waivers, then, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there, in the decision in the last few pages are the waivers.
Special conditions.
The board, yeah, comfortable
It
with,
starts on page
You want
12.
to ask anybody in the audience
Yeah.
before we make
Yeah.
some motion?
the board comfortable with closing the public hearing?
I would say so. If that stuff
Before
can
we
be
do,
submitted,
not yet,
the
not yet.
conditions.
Yeah, we'll close public hearing, do the conditions, or you want to do them before?
Doesn't matter to me.
Do the conditions first, then?
Either way.
Yeah, either
The
way is fine,
waivers, you
yeah.
mean?
All right, this is a public hearing. Does anybody in the audience have anything they'd like to ask?
I do have a couple, one of the things to water and sewer lines, there's no sewer down there. There's only water,
Oh,
so there won't be any sewer lines.
You're not bringing sewer lines, just water?
No, just
Okay,
water.
yeah, separate septics?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, septic system.
Okay.
And then I'm just curious what he means about no build on the old house. Does that mean that we can't go over and start doing some remodeling and stuff to it?
Transfer of title.
Can't transfer
I
title.
think, yeah, I
Okay,
said,
That's no problem.
But it's part of the subdivision.
You can do whatever work you want on it, but you won't be able to transfer a
Won't be
title
able to sell
until...
it to the, yeah, no problem.
But then, yeah, after the plan's approved, then you can ask for a release.
while I look that up, you can continue.
No. I think after what? After they start the road, then she can ask for a release, right, of the lot?
There needs to be,
Yeah, basically, it says, "This lot and existing dwelling shall be subject to the no-build covenant and shall not be transferred until such time as lot releases are issued by the planning board."
Okay. That's it.
If that needs further clarification,
Pretty much our standard.
I can refine that language with town council's input.
if she's willing to put it under the no build, I don't have a problem with
Just,
it.
my only concern is the building inspector might say, no build means you can't go over there and fix it up.
Yeah, generally, there's a spot for me to sign off, Carol,
Yeah.
on any building permit
Okay.
applications, and with the language in here about it not being transferred until
Right.
the lot release occurs, then I think
That
that's the
covers
critical part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the part that should cover it. Hey, Felix, did you have a question?
Yeah, Felix Cestino, Gilmo. Now, in those conditions, there was the road cleanup.
Yeah, that's in our,
You know, if that situation should arise, and there's no riprap, it's gonna be a slope or similar to that, or was it gonna be granite on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Go back there and slope.
Now, I was thinking about a time frame, nothing before 7. I doubt like heck you would do it, but nothing before 7.
The only thing we allow is in the wintertime, they can fire up equipment at 6:30, so it's pre-warned for 7. Just like any construction site you go to anywhere. They can't operate it or type stuff, but they can get it
Well, I
going.
tell you, if you're in the proximity, if they build the first house right next to my house, I don't wanna hear some diesel going at 6:30 in the morning. I don't care what the other people done, this is what I'm asking for. Nothing starts till 7 o'clock.
Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, we have a condition in our decision. It's in the nuisance section. It says, "The hours of operation for any construction activities on site shall be between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and no work shall be allowed on Sundays or holidays as recognized by the Commonwealth." Mike. And
Sorry, Mike.
I just want to add to that, this is about the subdivision road and the infrastructure for the subdivision. We don't have any jurisdiction or control over the individual lots and activities that occur on the individual lots.
Yep.
Yep. In most cases, they follow this timeline anyways. So. Find someone
There won't be any
up at 6 in the morning.
work being done until after 7.
Construction activity.
Any construction activity until after 7.
7.
That's what the conditions are, Felix. Any other questions?
When this is signed and sealed, I have an appeal period?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanna make that clear that I have
20 days?
20 days.
20 days. And what happens in the interim, in those 20 days?
Well, if someone appeals it, they would notify the town through their council, and we would take the appropriate steps after that. But essentially, the Mylars wouldn't get signed, obviously, and, things would get rolled up if that were the case.
Okay.
Now, I want to reiterate,
Yes.
the limit of our approval is within the project site. It's not off-site. It's dealt with that separately.
Right.
Okay.
Understand that? You want to do the waivers tonight?
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we grant the requested waivers from sections 4.2.2J, 5.1.1B, 5.1.3E, 5.1.4A, 6.1.4, 6.2, 6.4, and 6.6 as previously requested.
Motion made by Tracy, seconded by Mike G. Any further discussion?
Do you have to close the public hearing first?
I'm sorry?
Public hearing?
We don't have, we can do it either way. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
I can't
you can't.
I can't
So
vote.
you're gonna be
So we'll show that
right to. or
Tracy, Ken,
abstain.
Mike G, and myself all voted yes.
You're abstaining.
And that Mike and Les,
Abstain and Ken.
I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah, Mike and Les
Yeah, you and
abstained.
Les abstain. And Aaron is absent.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the application for a definitive subdivision plan entitled Gilboa Court Extension.
I'll second that.
He can't vote.
Who seconded?
I don't
I
think
did.
he can vote.
Can't.
I can close the public hearing.
Tracy voted to close the public hearing, and
Oh.
Mike voted.
Okay.
Tracy voted to close the public hearing.
Second.
Mike G seconded it. All right, any
Just
further
keep going,
discussion?
you know.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That shows that Mike, Ken, Tracy, and I voted aye. Mike Zerwicka abstains and Les abstains. And Aaron's a no-show. Okay.
Make a motion to approve the definitive subdivision plan entitled Gilboa Court Extension for 30 Gilboa Court, Carol Gugolinski and William S. Cockley.
Motion made by Tracy, seconded by Mike G. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
2 abstentions from Mike and Wes.
You have a question, Mike?
Okay. Anything else, Bill?
Nope.
Okay. So, we'll draft the decision.
The decision's drafted. If you like this, you can sign it. If you want edits, just let me know.
Sign the decision tonight. And the rest of the details.
I'll
Yeah,
fix
no
that with the
plan
sewer.
endorsement. So they'd come back once they had their no build submitted and approved by
That's
town
right.
council, and then we
That's right.
would sign the plans, and then they could record those.
Correct.
Okay.
Decisions in the sign folder, Bill?
The decision should be in the to be signed
Yeah.
folder.
They don't have to take that with them tonight, do they?
No, we keep it, stamp it in tomorrow, and
20 day no appeal. 20 days.
20-day appeal, yeah. Okay, all right. We're good to go for now.
you're taking those with you. Okay, and then we have a covenant. I gotta send this to town council.
Yeah, you know that.
You did?
So this one will be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Where's that?
So this is parcel A, parcel B, parcel C, parcel T, parcel F, parcel G.
It was all broken up down in there from years ago.
Wait, are we gonna move this
Well,
thing
no,
along
yeah,
here?
there's a question between
Let's
Bill.
move this on.
Okay, Bill?
Yeah.
All right, next item on the agenda.
Good night.
Good night. A&R plan, David Cahill, Lake Shore Drive.
Hi, folks. Lance Anderson from Heritage Design Group. Is it okay to put this here?
Yeah, you might want to pull the easel out a little more. We stick it in the corner, but we always ask them to pull it out.
Oops, sorry, that's too close.
No.
Perfect. You guys like it right up front.
Yeah.
I've got a four A&R lots comprised of land of Susan Moore and David and Janice Cahill. I've highlighted a plan. I don't know if it'd be, all right if I put it on the table
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah,
That's actually makes it easier for us.
The orange is Susan Moran land, and the yellow is David and Janice Cahill. And there's 4 lots cut out on the private way of Ledgestone Road. This is the remaining land of Susan Moran, not a buildable lot, in lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 with your required frontage and area.
This is not Ledgestone, this is Lake.
I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
sorry, Lake Shore.
Lake Shore.
I get lost when I leave the center of Douglas.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, I was like, wait a second.
Wait, what's he doing? Lake Shore.
Bill, anything?
Yeah, I'll give you a little
That's this guy,
history.
right?
Yes, sir.
Previously, Mr. Cahill came into the planning.
It goes all the way over to here, but I wanted to show you that this is Susan Moran's block, and this is the Cahill, Janice and David piece.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No, go ahead.
I want to understand what's going on. Previously, Mr. Cahill came in and addressed the board regarding the status of Lake Shore Drive?
Correct.
Road. Drive. And the board felt like it needed suitable with grade and construction. And at the time, they didn't feel it met suitable with grade and construction. So they gave a little direction to Mr. Cahill and said, look, we're looking for 18 feet wide, you know, certification from the fire chief that it meets his standards for fire apparatus and emergency vehicles. And we want basically a defined right-of-way Could have been an easement, it could have been separate parcel. They chose to do it as separate parcels. So over the last number of months, Mr. Cahill's cleared trees, that were encroaching on the right-of-way and put down some really good material
Yes, he did.
for the road bed.
That's great.
And I know that the fire chief, the highway superintendent, and the police chief all submitted letters saying that it meets their standards for safety and access. So with that said, we went back and forth a number of times. I'm sure Lance had to go out a few times after my initial rounds of comments. All said and done, I saw the final version today, and I think it looks great, and I think it's ready to go, assuming you're good with the fact that it's a way in the town.
And certified by the town clerk. Do you have a letter from town clerk saying it's been away in existence?
That's on the list. It's on the certified list. I don't
But
know
you
that
never
we,
got a letter.
I don't know that we got a separate letter.
No, but I do.
Yeah.
That's what the town clerk said.
Private way or
No.
No.
town way? So it's town
It's a
way.
private way,
Private way.
Private way
Which is
maintained.
why he did the work.
Yes.
which is why he made the improvements,
Yeah,
yes.
correct.
What did he end up using for the material on the road? Just out of curiosity.
Dave? He wants to brag a
So we had some Hilka out of Dudley, uses ledge, so they crush up ledge 1.5 minus, and they leave all the ledge findings, they don't take the ledge findings out of it, and they got some really good coarse sand they mix in, turns into like concrete on placement, it's incredible. And, 100% compaction, the way it's all packed down and everything. Come out really nice, so it can.
Yeah, came out great.
Yeah.
And he also,
I'll take a look.
the fire chief of Lance, I'm sure he's gonna have to tell you, wanted the turnaround, which was really important. That They wanted like a 37-foot wide, because that's the biggest fire truck they got. And we made it, what, 50?
Yep.
58 feet or 50? something like that.
56. 56 feet.
And I guess they brought the ladder truck down through.
What's that? Yeah. Then we widened it behind there also, because the road ends a little before there, roughly.
Yeah.
So we widened the road on the back side of it. So there's no, and we put that material down first, so all the other 10-wheelers that came, they drove all the way down and
Pack it down.
80,000 pounds each, and they didn't go down a quarter of an inch, so.
And then the slopes from the roadway to the buildable portion of each lot, none.
No wetlands.
No problem with that. I didn't think there was any wetlands.
No wetlands, no problem with any access.
No. Access is fine.
Usually we have that note on here, right? The 10%, the wetland, the buildable
Well, they
portion
showed
of the lot.
topography
There
You
is,
do?
on the plan. Yeah. Not on
Where?
all of the lots, but on the roadway.
Roadway.
And the way the regulation reads is that they have to show access limiting features.
Okay, so
so
you're
my
saying
head's-
that there's none,
They're
Correct.
saying there's none.
but if there were some,
I would show them.
okay.
No, it looks, I drive by it twice a day.
I drive by and I drove down in and did a lot of work there and looked at it. It does, it looks pretty good,
Any other questions?
No.
So as far as the Susan Moran portion of the Lake Shore, so the deed reads for everybody. How does it read for Lake Shore Drive?
Lake
The
Shore
center
Drive.
line or to the edge of?
Yeah, Lake Shore Drive has a description to it and has meets and bounds to it. We gave it meets and bounds. The right-of-way of Lake Shore Drive is 20 feet wide with 18 feet. The ownership of Lake Shore Drive would be Cahill, Moran.
The abutting properties.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
They went private way.
Well, it's a separate parcel now. They actually label it as parcel L and parcel M, I think, over there.
Talk to Jay.
Yeah, L. Parcel L is pointing into it, yep.
L is the limits of Lakeshore Drive within the property of Moran.
K.
Here it is.
L, K,
And K is,
Not J.
K is in the limits of Lakeshore Drive.
K.
and L.
So are they forfeiting the fee interest in the roadway because it's a private way?
No, they still retain the fee ownership of the roadway.
Okay. How does that get labeled a private way in the town and for the list? The town list?
It's already on the town list as a private way. It doesn't
Right.
matter if it's an easement or fee interest, it's no different. They labeled it as not a separate buildable lot, so it's a separate parcel in and of itself.
So they still retain
Yeah,
the
'cause
fee
it's on 2
interest
acres.
in the road is what I'm asking,
Yes.
each person.
Person.
And you're claiming that it is a right-of-way when it gets to Susan Warren,
Correct.
and it's not a way listed with the town.
It's a private way with
It's
the
a
town.
right-of-way. Right-of-way,
No,
oh,
it's a
where's this right-of-way easement thing?
The right-of-way is the,
Limits of Lakeshore Drive within the property of and is to remain the ownership of Susan Warren.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's because of the access.
So you're giving them an easement for the fire trucks?
yes.
Somebody's granting the easement
Correct.
at the end there.
Correct.
That was requested so that if we did need to turn around and if fire apparatus had to go there, we had the ability to go on the private property. So they showed that, and that's appreciated.
That was for public safety, right?
That is.
Yeah.
It's good. Most private ways don't have that, so it's at least a good option. I mean, the other than turn around.
Not that I can think of right now.
So Les was asking about 4 lots and why wouldn't this constitute a subdivision?
Yeah,
Okay.
just for general.
Lance, you want to take a stab at that?
It's division of land off of a established way. So the way is already there and has been, so that's why there's no subdivision.
It's an existing way on the
Okay.
town clerk's list that's been utilized over the years. Historically, they came back, actually, the board's been approached repeatedly in this stretch. And it's always been an issue about width, grade, and construction. And up until now, it hadn't been addressed. So Dave did some work. He actually showed on the plan the road cross-section. So we know how it's made, how it was built, and, so it's board's call on whether or not it's suitable.
Yeah, fair enough.
Any other questions? All right. Someone wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to endorse the A&R plan for David Cahill Lake Shore Drive.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Tracy, seconded by Mike Z. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
You got a Mylar there?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he did a lot of work down there. Yeah.
Take it right now?
I got it.
Not yet, but I mean,
Some of our private
just
ways
from
don't
the
have
front,
that
just
turnaround.
from driving by, just the entrance made a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks really nice.
yeah.
Oh, with the, got Marcus over.
Is that why you retired, Dave? So you have time to do that?
I work every day, have plans.
Can't have them just hanging around.
I just didn't want to hump plums anymore, that's all.
He's working harder than he ever did when he was before he was retired doing this.
Sign up there.
This sucks.
And dates of
I'm moving to Douglas.
Ledgewood?
No. It's good, it's good.
next.
Save a lot.
Just do the Mylar and I will sign everything else.
Know your neighbor.
All right, good luck. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
And when are you gonna do your section? I'll have a nice road to come down and sand and plow now.
It's gonna start.
Who are you hiring, Dave?
Same guy, same guy. Really, yeah. I mean, he's gonna widen it where he can.
Yeah,
He's gonna
that's-
take out all the rocks, just for you, Ernie. Yeah,
Very good. We've been going down there for years.
I know.
That's fine. It's a nice ride down there sometimes. Sometimes it's a little scary, right on that S-turn, but it's a nice ride down through
It's
there.
better than,
Now you gotta turn around down there.
Well, I go all the way to the bottom and turn around at her house anyway, so I'll be going right by that.
No, that's right.
Like, well, once you go in, you go all the way to the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got 4?
Yep.
I don't want 16, I only want 4.
Yep, you only have 4. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Then what, there's your colored one on the bottom.
Yeah, take your color
Sure,
one.
I'll take that one for a little protection.
Yeah, put them over there.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night.
See you around. Yeah.
What do we got next?
All right, moving on.
Use our stamp.
Later. All right, Alan G. Riley Hunts Pond LLC.
They couldn't make it tonight. I'm still working on the decision. We'll take care of it at the next meeting.
When's our next
Okay.
meeting?
13th,
14.
14th? Right around there.
And there's only
You
one.
know, one of the, that Tuesday.
Second Tuesday, same time.
Deer Crossing, Woodland Drive, paving update.
I did see those guys out there working.
So, yeah, I assume they got the sidewalk paving done. Ernie, did you notice?
At Woodland?
Yeah.
I did not go down.
I believe they at least started the sidewalk paving, and I'm told
Yes, I
that
believe they did, yes, yeah.
this Friday or next Monday, they should be doing the actual road paving. I do have in your packet, which I handed out late, a quote from Briggs Engineering and Testing to do some monitoring of the asphalt placement.
Yep.
That would include both monitoring at the source
Okay.
and field monitoring to make sure that it's being compacted properly and it has the proper thickness and temperature when it's being placed and meets Mass DOT specs. So I'm looking for the board to recommend that the administrator sign this agreement and we use Briggs to do some testing out there of the asphalt.
Do we have to get usually 3 bids?
We don't, this is under the threshold, and just as a matter of knowledge, on Sleepy Hollow, I did solicit 3 quotes, including Briggs. Briggs was, pretty much, I shared all the quotes with Jim Pine, and they selected Briggs, so I figured, since we got quotes for that, quotes for this, we'll just keep the same guys out there.
Board?
Yeah.
Come in? Yeah.
No problem.
Need a motion?
I don't think we need a motion, do we?
By consensus, if nothing else.
Consensus.
By consensus? Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Two.
I guess we have 2 renewals, yeah.
All right, accessory apartment.
They look good.
Yeah, I looked them over, they both look good. We can sign those at the end of the meeting.
Yep.
Vote to,
I'll make a motion to grant the renewal of the existing permit for Robert Matter, 93 Webster Street, and Cheryl Senscrop at 12 Cook Street.
I'll second that.
motion made by Tracy, seconded by Mike Z. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. We have to sign vouchers, meeting minutes.
Good for a year?
3.
3 years? Okay, so every 3 years there's a
Special
report.
permit, yeah.
Yep.
You're up, Mike. Take your time. Don't let me rush you. Are you done yet?
That didn't sound like rust at all.
Yes. Trying to say about this. September 26th. We started talking about it last time, and then we decided maybe to hold off on this because the issue that we lost our quorum and then carried out some votes. And you were going to check into that?
Was I?
I thought.
Which one was
I
that?
don't know, we had 4 people, we had only 4 people to start. We were okay, but then when Tracy had to recuse herself, we're down to 3 people.
Oh, you're done with the meeting, yeah, right.
And we voted on some things, 3-0. Remember that question?
I do.
Yeah.
What is that, September 26th?
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
approve those minutes, because there was some language.
I mean, the minutes are the minutes.
They are.
I mean,
Yeah, we did
we're not
what we
going to
did.
change the minutes. If that's what happened, that's what happened.
But it would be nice to know if that ever happens again. Did we step out of line, or was that okay?
Or was it at the meeting?
I think it's water over the dam.
I know.
You
but-
can't go back in time.
But when it happens the next time, it'd be nice to know whether we should have stopped and not proceeded with these guys, whoever they were.
So I think it's clarification
So
on the
which
seating.
specific item
Yeah.
was it, Mike?
Hunts Pond. Okay, Tracy recused
lots.
herself, so there were only 3 people here then. We didn't do much there except continue the meeting, so I guess 3-0, so I guess,
Well, you
Maybe.
can do that.
yeah, you can do that. But let's go down to in a discussion item, number 3. Is it Louis Way, Catherine Way, whatever it is, and again, Tracy recused herself. And we voted to approve the modification for the definitive subdivision, and that was 3-0.
That is of the members voting and present. Okay? So that doesn't require like a majority of the entire board. That's whoever's present.
We had 4 members, so we had a quorum. And
That's a construction methodology. I don't necessarily agree with the terminology that they use there, the modification. It's not an 81W we're talking about. It's construction methodology.
what he wants to know though is if it had been a vote that was other than construction methodology, something to approve something.
If it was a vote that required a majority of the board,
Right.
then you might have an issue.
Okay.
That was not. That was a vote on
Majority.
what has been constructed and did it meet the intent of what was approved.
So in the future, if there's 4 of us sitting here, that's a majority of the board. We have a quorum. If one person recuses himself from voting on something,
It depends on what you're voting on.
Right.
Okay, like if it's a special
special
permit,
permit,
that's
we
gonna
can't
have.
do it. Special permit, we couldn't, and,
Right.
yeah, but anything other than like a special permit or that requires a supermajority,
Right.
we can act on, pretty much, like we did. So we didn't do anything that would upset the...
Does that make sense to you, Mike?
I'm thinking about this simply being a, what did you call it, Catherine Way, or whatever it is, you called that?
I wouldn't call it a modification. I would call that a question on whether or not the, what's been constructed meets the intent of.
The word modifying something might come up in that discussion, that's probably why it's in the meeting, right?
Well, that's the way it's worded in the minute.
Yeah, it is, I think...
But I want
Modify
to be
come up.
clear, we're not talking about an 81W modification.
Right.
Which is a whole different thing.
And if that had been the case, we wouldn't have been able to vote on it.
Right. If it was an 81W, you wouldn't
We
need
wouldn't have been able to vote on it because we would have needed more than 3 members.
Right.
And okay, so I'm satisfied, I just want
Okay.
to make sure that if
We
this
didn't-
ever happens again,
We'll
we have
know, yeah.
some sort of... Somebody, Tracy had a problem, or a question about, on the second page, she recused herself, and then she's listed as abstaining from voting. You were out, you were missing. Do you remember this? Did you have an issue with how that was worded, that you abstained? As opposed to you were gone when,
Well, if you recuse yourself, you're basically abstaining as a member of the board anyway, so that's.
I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah, no, it's
because
the
you-
same thing.
Versus a non-vote, you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you care?
Not in this instance.
yeah.
Okay.
I will reserve rights for further caring in the future.
Moving right along. So we're copacetic so far. Page 3, open session. I remember we modified that first sentence, and I don't remember exactly how. It says, in the packet it is a GBC bounds booklet, period. Then next sentence starts Les Stevens, and I think we said we wanted to put presented by Les Stevens in there. Does anybody remember that?
Well, no, it said something
We
about
wanted
me,
to
it
know
said something
where-
about me presenting it, and I was like, how can I
Where
present it if I
the
wasn't?
information
Yeah, you don't like the way it was worded.
was
Submitted by,
supplied or submitted, yeah.
Provided.
Graciously provided
Yeah,
by?
provided
Yeah.
by.
That's
Okay,
nice.
so
And if we were gonna
which one do we want?
act on anything, we would want to
Presented?
present it as a board, not as an individual
Provided.
from the board.
Correct.
Provided.
Yeah, it's provided.
So he just provided.
Provided, it was something that we used in Webster when I was on the planning board there. That was a great handbook.
Okay.
I mean,
Got
it's
some good information.
and it's from the state, so.
So we take out the period and put in provided by Les
Graciously provided
Stevens.
by.
Not graciously. He wasn't even here, was he?
Just provided by, yes.
Provided by.
Fine, fine, yeah.
It's fair.
But then, what is this, you can't just let the rest of the sentence go, huh? Les Stevens no longer, it's Les Stevens, period.
Yeah.
And then
I don't have the minutes in
sentence-
front of me.
No longer would you do?
I don't know what he's talking about. I wasn't even here, or
Yes.
Finish reading.
Because you objected to the fact that it sounded like you were,
oh, when I read the minutes. Yeah, that was.
I don't even think you were here.
I was not here for that meeting.
He wasn't here.
I was objecting to the fact that
It sounded like you
it
were.
sounded like I was present.
Right, he wasn't here for
I
that
wasn't
meeting,
here.
but the booklet was. You had
Correct.
you had
The book was
provided the
here,
booklet
and Bill
earlier.
provided it and said, "Hey,
I may have said this was
okay.
yeah,
provided by,
Read the sentence.
Right.
I don't have it in front of me. I have got 18.
we're counting on you, Mike.
What's up?
If we take away the period and put prepared by or presented by Les Stevens.
Provided by Les Stevens.
Provided by.
Then
And then you
what?
get rid of the rest. And then would like.
What did you not do?
It
Said
says
you would
would
like-
like to change something regulations.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
you
all.
can get
though.
rid of that.
That can get rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it, just provided by Les Stevens, period. That's it.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
that'd be fine, Mike, yeah.
Very short
That's it.
sentence.
Because I think it's,
Provided by Leslie.
that's it,
Delete
the rest.
rest of the sentence starting with the word.
Because it talks about waivers and all the other junk, and I don't think we got into that.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
Go ahead.
consistencies or something.
make a motion then?
Yeah, make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for, as amended for Tuesday, September 26, 2017.
Motion made by Mike G, seconded by Ken. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, motion carries.
October minutes?
October 10th?
I only got one question. Under discussion.
No.
I don't know if it was, that's the real terminology or signed Louis subdivision?
Yeah, they named it.
Yeah, it was Louis.
Is it?
Unfortunately.
Okay. And so I wanted to make sure it was just Louis.
That's what it was, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was still in college.
Okay, October 10th.
Okay.
That just looks funny.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't find anything
It actually says Louis.
correct, except I have a question.
Does it?
Page 3, this question for Bill.
Yes.
The DEF number happens to have 7 digits.
Where?
7 numbers, not, no, they
Which
always
number?
have 6. Your DEF number.
Yeah,
for
there's
Discussion
like
item
16 of
number
them.
1.
The zeros added.
Discussion item number 1.
Okay.
The Louis subdivision.
Oh,
Is that a typo, or did they really have a 7-digit number?
no,
back
it's a
in the day?
typo.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't have it memorized off the top of my head.
it's okay. Correct? So we need to correct the DEF number for discussion item number 1.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
Okay. Yep.
That's all I saw.
That's it?
How many digits is supposed to be in it?
6. And DEP's now 7.
The same numbers there twice. Oh, that's-
Yeah.
3 times. A few times, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, make a motion?
I'll move to approve the meeting minutes for Tuesday, October 10th, as amended.
Second?
Motion made by Mike G. Is that you, Mike? Second?
Yeah.
Seconded by Mike Z. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries.
All right.
Okay. Sweet. Cool. All right, upcoming meetings, 11/14 and 12/12. All right. In open session now. Talk about the town meeting bill.
The Louis number should be DEF 020405.
No, they've been having 4 in there.
02.
020405.
2405.
7-5?
No. 020405.
That's not even close.
No.
No. Cool. Okay, upcoming town meeting.
Town meeting is the 6th?
Yeah, November 6th, we have Mr. Chairman, you won't be there, so
No, I will not.
this falls on the vice chair.
Yes, it does.
Tracy
Welcome
will
to my
need to present the planning board's report on the zoning bylaw change. So you'll make the motion. I sent you a copy of the language. And there's another article that originated from the treasurer's office, Article 10, and it has to do with taking of various parcels throughout the town. These particular 4 parcels under Article 10 are related to past subdivisions, Brookside Drive and Kingwood Estates, which is Royal Crest Drive. There's some road projections, so, 50, 60-foot wide strips that were left with the intention that we could connect to the next property. When this came before the board for accepting as layouts, town council did advise us to not take those because they didn't have a road on them. So they were left as separate parcels retained by the original developer. In both of these cases, I believe the developer went bankrupt or insolvent, became insolvent, and therefore taxes had not been being paid, which is how it ended up on the treasurer's radar. So she, wants us to kind of clean house and go through all the projects and kind of find these odd pieces of land. So the question I'm leading up to is, does the planning board want to take ownership of Article 10 and make the motion, or do you want the selectmen to make the motion?
What were we speaking about?
It's not a roadway, it's a parcel with back taxes.
But it's required in our subdivision rules and regulations that where that project ends, that they deed in fee to the town, is it the next 50 feet, so that land can't be landlocked, so that somebody can't be a gatekeeper. So that the person behind that subdivision has the right to get onto their piece of property and develop that or do whatever they want with it. I don't want that right to be given up. I think it's crucial that we maintain some type of way to the next piece of property so that there is no gatekeeper like we had a problem with years ago.
Right, and I think it's on the warrant, the people will vote on it. The question's a little more basic than that. Does the planning board want to take ownership of this article, or do you want the selectmen to?
I mean, it's ultimately up to the selectmen type deal. And the
No,
people who
no, it's
vote.
not ultimately up to the selectmen. No, it's ultimately it's up to us.
Well, we're taking it no matter what, but it's just who's gonna present it.
Yeah.
I think, Ernie's got a valid point with because it is part of the subdivision that, to your point of, the remaining strip was more of a access strip that should have been part of the application of that subdivision roadway, so it should have been taken at that point in time to be provided part of the roadway.
And it was our fault that happened.
Well, no, it's
Pretty much.
no, it's
And
the
retire
no,
it.
it's
Yeah, but that
timing of when
happened so
things were
long ago. How
done.
many years ago? This-
80s,
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's just.
80s for Brookside, for
the
example.
developers
Great decade.
failed and didn't finish the projects, and then it kind of took a while to get to the point where we actually took them. I want to say it was the mid-2000s when we actually ended up taking the ways.
Yeah, I think in some of the roadways were just approved town meeting the last few years.
So, I'm confused, what's on the warrant? The general issue or the specific issue of this?
Parcels.
The 4 parcels.
What's for the parcels?
Taking the 4 parcels by eminent domain, gift, or title deeding.
Right. And, I mean, whether we do it or the selectmen do it, as long as it remains that it's a parcel or a way to the next piece of property.
So it can't be sold. for
It can't
something
be
else.
sold, right, it can't be sold.
The
in
town will acquire it in fee, and,
You know what we're saying?
yes, I do.
Because the town's known to take these, then go ahead and auction the stuff off, so.
I understand where the tax
No.
collector's coming from, it's tax money
And I
that's
can't
not
say
being
that's not gonna
collected.
happen.
But what you're saying.
There's only
no,
one question
because-
that Bill's trying to ask.
No, but
Then we can
If that happens, I'll be a big advocate for getting a right-of-way easement over the existing strip.
but also when that list is provided
Before it goes.
for sale, Mike, when that list is provided for sale,
Yeah.
usually it goes to all the departments to them weighing on. And so every department.
Right, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Takes a look and say,
It-
wait a
it
second,
does.
you don't want to release this, or there's a purpose behind that.
But it should be also noted right up front in the very beginning, instead of waiting for that time to come around, because who knows when they could do it. It's in our minds fresh right now.
Whether or
Board
not,
changes in 15 years,
Yeah.
it comes up, sell it.
whether or not we do it, or whether or not the selectmen do it, does that remain, Bill, I mean, that 50-foot strip is gonna be considered an easement
It
to the
doesn't
next-
matter who does it. Let's say we do it, they do it.
Yeah.
It either passes at town meeting and the selectmen have the ability to take it.
Right,
That's all that's happening, is they're
Yeah.
giving the authority to the selectmen to take it.
okay.
Or it fails at town meeting. I mean, it either fails or they give the selectmen the ability to take it. That's it.
But in the taking, is it still considered a projection to the next piece of property? That's what I'm asking. If they take it,
That's what the intent is, and that's.
And that's what we-
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think there's a difference if we took it when we accepted the layout.
Yeah.
Or when they take it as part of.
I just would like that
I
to,
don't think there's a difference.
I would like that to be known so that people at the town meeting understand
Look at it.
why
Could we
this
add
article's
the
coming forward.
easement language
Once it's taken.
when we take it
No, once
by eminent domain, and then, like Ernie's saying, you could auction that piece off? Could we add?
I don't know who would acquire it other than the next person.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it'd be simple.
I could buy it.
There's 50 feet there,
Why
and
would
I
you
live
buy
right
that?
here.
I don't know.
That comes up
The
with-
butters wouldn't even want
Why
that.
not?
That'd be the only people that would want it.
Why not?
But, right,
Give
well,
the front
Because,
yard more
because it's
land.
got an easement for a roadway.
It doesn't though.
Well, that's what
It
you're
doesn't have
that's
the
what
No,
you're
easement.
you're saying to create one.
Yeah.
we could buy it and be the gatekeeper. That's
Correct.
what
You
that's
wanna avoid-
right.
you wanna avoid-
No.
So I think the
Have
point.
the town give it to itself.
No, I understand, and that's what we would do.
Okay, that's what he's trying to say.
We're going around in a circle.
I
Yeah, we're
know.
going around in a circle now, but.
I
yeah.
think we all know what we want to do.
Yes.
Leave.
The question is, planning board, board of selectmen.
Board, it's your decision.
There'll be a question in the audience for, I mean, or we should speak on its behalf for the educational aspect of it. I
Well,
mean,
the planning board or the town engineer can explain why this is happening.
Correct.
These are old developments that this land.
Who's presenting the article?
That's the
That's what we're
question.
asking.
Yeah, I know, so that's what I'm saying. Are they gonna present it?
They'll make the motion, people are gonna ask questions, let's say they don't know what they're, not that they would do that.
Yeah,
but-
do they know if they present it, but
Then
the question.
I would certainly will plan on being there
Jump
to
in,
provide
please. Yeah.
assistance,
All right.
and Tracy will be there on the article right
Okay.
before it,
Okay,
so
I'm confident you have
either
it
the
covered
planning
then.
board or fire
So
department.
if you want, so do you want the selectmen to present it, or do we wanna do it? You want Tracy to do it?
I'm impartial. I
You're
can do
impartial,
it.
Okay,
I can do it if you want. How many selectmen?
You're already up there, might as well be
Articles,
two.
That's fine.
so you want us to do it then?
Yeah.
Yeah? Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Tracy wants to do
Tracy's
it.
comfortable, I mean, sure, Paul.
Can you stream that to me when I'm up in New York? I'd like to
Live
watch it.
stream?
Yeah, live stream, I wanna watch it.
You can watch the
Like that,
replay.
slow.
You can watch the replay when it's posted.
All right, so we'll do it then. Is that good? Yeah? All right.
That's all.
Okay, Trace?
Makes sense.
If I
All
have
right.
to, I have to.
Anything else under,
Everything I do, I have to, but it's not my choice anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm used to that.
right? That's life, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, anything else under? Anybody else
Make
have
a
anything to
motion
bring up?
to adjourn.
Well, they won't know nothing until they look at it.
All right, motion's been made to adjourn. Tracy,
second that.
seconded by Mike G. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries. It's before 8 o'clock. We finished it up.